Ciao and welcome back to the FOGO Life. This week we have something special. Actually, the next 2 weeks we have something special. Back in Hauppauge, New York, Long Island, where I grew up, I worked in pizzerias all through high school. Me and my buddies, we had a great time. I loved to learn to make pizzas and Italian food. So we're gonna do something special. We're gonna make some grilled pizzas. All right, we're gonna do two different ones. We're gonna do a regular margarita, and we're gonna do one with some toppings. So we're gonna have one with fresh mozzarella and fresh tomatoes, and the other one's gonna have sauce and shredded mozzarella. So this is gonna be great. So next week, we're gonna make calzones. So I want you to stay tuned because it's gonna be a 2-week segment here, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with dough. There's lots of schools of thought on dough, okay? You can make your own. There's a ton of recipes out there. Myself, I like to save myself a little bit of time, and I go to the pizzeria down the block and I buy them. It's like $3 a piece. It helps. I do make my own sometimes, but for this, we're gonna use store-bought. We're gonna use that. The first one we're gonna make is gonna have crushed tomatoes. We're gonna crush them up. We're gonna put them right on the dough. We're gonna use fresh mozzarella and some nice fresh basil that we picked right out of the garden here, okay? So let me go ahead and get started. We gotta start with a really floured surface. So let me clear away all this other stuff here. Okay, and show you what I do. Show you how we work our magic here. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is start with a really floured surface. You don't want your dough sticking. So start with a ton of flour. You really can't have enough, okay? And the other thing we're going to just show you is a couple different things on how to get it onto the grill, because that can be pretty tricky. Thank you, assistant. So we've got our dough. Again, flour the other side. Otherwise, it's going to stick. You don't want your dough sticking. All right, so you can use a rolling pin. Like I said, I worked in the pizzeria in New York, so I learned how to do this. It's not hard. You think it's difficult? It's not. It's really not. And it's fun. It's rewarding. So what I like to do is the first one I'm going to make is going to be on a handy-dandy pizza screen, okay? It works the same as putting it right on, ready? Oh! It works the same as putting it on the stone itself, which is already heating. Now, I just stretched it so that's bigger than the screen. Oh no, what are we gonna do? It works out great, because we can cut it to the size of the screen, and we have the maximum size pizza that we wanted, okay? Now, today I'm just gonna get rid of this, but normally I make some garlic knots or some kind of pepperoni twist or something like that out of it. It's great, you can make it anything you want out of it. It's great stuff. So, like I said, what's the first one we're gonna do? Oh, look at me getting dirty already. Sauce, okay? I made my own sauce. It's pretty basic. What you want to do with pizza sauce, this is not cooked, okay? What I did here is made a sauce from tomatoes, got some seasonings in there, but it's not cooked. When we put the pizza on the grill, it is going to cook. All right, so you just put it in the middle, spread it out. I like to go right out to the edge, okay? You're still gonna have a crust, but what it does is, you ever get it pizza from somewhere and you go to eat it and it's like half crust and you got half, you say, hey, where's the rest of the cheese and sauce and everything? I like to do it right out to the edge. And like I said, it's still gonna have a nice crust to it, and you're not gonna be sorry, because your guests are gonna go, man, that was the best pizza I ever had, because they're getting something tasty in every single bite, okay? So that's that. Again, for my lovely assistant, thank you. I gotta get with the Food Network. This is great. I wish we could do this all the time. So that's that. Now, next, mozzarella. You can use shredded mozzarella, pre-shredded. If you're gonna shred your own mozzarella, buy a block, obviously. I prefer it to the bagged stuff, because if you get bagged, it's kind of like waxy, all right? And again, put the cheese right out to the edge. Tons of it, okay? Actually, when I say tons of it, you really don't need a ton, because as it melts down, it's gonna combine and it's gonna cover real nicely. So if you like extra cheese, put some extra cheese. Who cares, right? It's good stuff. So anyway, yeah, back in Hauppauge, in Long Island, it was so much fun, because me and my buddies all worked at the same pizza place, and we just had a blast. We'd get out of school and then go there, and it was just a fun time. So I guess red shirt is not the best thing to wear when you're working with flour, huh? Now again, so we're starting with pepperoni. I like these big giant pepperoni slices. Most of them are small, but if you notice, again, right out to the very edge. Every bite is gonna have nice pepperoni, nice cheese. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Sorry, I can't help myself sometimes. You know, I showed you how I put the pizza stones in the egg before. The important part there is that you want to let it heat up while your charcoal is heating up. This thing's been heating up for quite a while. We're cooking at about 475 degrees today. A lot of people like to go a lot hotter with their pizza. I don't find it necessary, all right? I like to do mine between 450 and 500. It works out great. So that's tomato. We got some nice sauteed mushrooms here. You don't have to do it on the whole thing. We'll do it on half. We're going to do half mushrooms today. Pepperoni, half mushrooms. Going to be so good, so good. So I like to load up the toppings. Nothing worse than getting a pizza and all of a sudden you realize, hey, where's all the toppings? All right, so that looks nice. What do you think, Juan? That look good? I think so too. All right, good. Now you can add whatever you want. Sausage, you know, don't let traditional methods stop you from putting whatever you want on your pizza. Put anything on there, okay? Ham, pineapple, whatever. Some people like it, some people don't. We don't get into that debate. But so let's go ahead and put this on the egg. It's up to temperature. The pizza stone's hot enough. Let's get baking. All right, so today we're going to use black bag FOGO for this cook. We want it to go nice and hot. So the one thing I love about FOGO, easy opening bags, baby. Easy opening. All right, I'm going to load this baby up. We want it nice and full because we want a hot fire. Lots of FOGO fuel today, baby. Now, when I'm cooking pizzas, I want to get my pizzas as high up in the dome as I can. This way, when the bottom cooks, the top is getting cooked too. And the higher you have it up in the dome, the crispier and the better cooked your cheese is going to be. So my setup that I use is I'm using the Big Green Egg Expander system. I have the convector on the bottom, the grate, and then I have actually 2 pizza stones, okay? So I'm using 2 pizza stones in here. And what you want to do is when you light your grill, get the fire going a little bit, and then put it in right away so that it's heating up as the grill heats up. We want to cook this at about 500 degrees, so it's going to take a little bit to heat up, and you want to let it heat up for a while and bring it up to temperature so when you put your pizza on, the bottom's already cooking. Beautiful. 475 on the nose. Now, when it's hot like this, you got to let some air into what they call burp it, just like a Tupperware. Otherwise, you're going to get a big, giant flash come up around you. Stone is nice and hot. Put it right on there. Okay. We're going to close it up. We're going to let that go for just a couple minutes. All right, now we're about halfway through our cook. So what I like to do is take this and spin the pizza 180 degrees. Okay. This way, if you have any hot spots on the grill or anything like that, it's going to catch everything and everything's going to cook more evenly. The other thing I like to do, little trick, I don't know why, I like to do it. I like to take some nice fresh Parmesan and grate it right over the top, about halfway through. I find that it keeps the flavor a little bit fresher and adds a real nice touch to it. That's smelling good. I can't wait. All right, so we're going to pull this pizza off now. It's all done. Let's just double check the bottom. Oh yeah, beautiful. Look at that, nice brown, crispy. Yeehaw, look at that. Just the way it's supposed to be. So we're ready for slicing now. I like to top it off once again with a little more Parmesan. Just give it a little covering. Oh man, nice fresh, real good quality, grated Locatelli Romano. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good. Can't wait. Got our trusty little cutter here. Oh, you hear how crispy that is? Look at that. Now, when you're slicing your pizza, don't go back and forth. You wind up with lines. Just go straight across. One straight slice right across. Now, for the ultimate. I'm from New York. We bend our pizza in New York. Look at that bottom. Oh man, that's good. Hot. Yes, I am going to have little things hanging off the roof of my mouth from burning it. But look at that. You bend it, okay? It stays nice and crisp. Look at that bottom. Beautifully browned, okay? We don't have any black spots. It's all nice and evenly brown. Perfect. That's why we got up to about 500 degrees on this thing. So that's this first pizza. Now, let's go make our next pizza. We're going to use parchment paper instead of the screen, and we're going to use fresh mozzarella and nice whole tomatoes. Let's get started on that one. So, pizza number 2. Numero 2. So we're going to do something a little different for this one. This one, I'm using some beautiful San Marzano tomatoes. You start with a really good quality tomato, it's going to pay off in the end. So I know it's out of a can, but for our purposes, wow. Talk about a blooper. Okay, so we have to figure out how to open this can. I need to get a can opener. I'll be right back. So I've literally opened hundreds of these cans. I don't think I've ever had that happen before, but of course, video is when it happens. So that's all right. We just make do and we roll along. We open this baby up, like so. Okay. Careful, that's sharp. Pour it right in here, because we're going to use these tomatoes. I'm going to set them aside for a minute, show you what we do with those. Now comes time to stretch our dough. So, same thing as before. Plenty of flour. All right, because we do not want it to stick to our table. Nothing worse than our dough sticking to our table. Let's just do this. How about that? Look how beautifully that worked. My assistant. Thank you, assistant. Thank you, assistant.
You're welcome.
Oh, wow, I have multiple assistants. All right, so we stretch this dough. Same thing. This one I'm going to leave whole. I'm not going to cut anything off of it. A little sticky, so we're going to get a little more flour. Okay, adjust as you go along. Don't be afraid. Keep making adjustments. Do it how you like. Nice and floury, nice and even. Ugh. That's almost as big as we need it to be already. Now this one we're not going to use the screen. We're going to use parchment paper, okay? So I'm going to stretch this just a little bit. Assistant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This is great. I wish this was like this every day. So we're going to put this, make sure it's on our paper. You know, on paper, that's going to burn. It's not going to burn, okay? This is going to be really good. Remember those tomatoes that we had before? This is going to be kind of a really cool pizza. We're just going to take them, break them up. This is going to actually be our sauce on this pizza. I know it sounds weird, but wait till you see it. Ooh, it squirted at me. Okay, just big tomato chunks. Put it all over. It's okay if you get some of the liquid. It's not going to kill it, believe me. All right, about 1 can is good here for this size pizza. We're not making a giant. I know it sounds weird, but I promise you it's going to be really good. So you just make sure you cover it again. Again, same thing. Out to the edge, all right? Don't be afraid with it. Use them all up. You don't have to completely cover the thing either. It's gonna spread out as it's cooking. You're gonna get tons of flavor all throughout the whole pizza. That's the whole thing. When I'm eating pizza, I want good flavor in every single bite. I just want to bite into it and just feel that magical feeling. Not like the last one where I got the magical feeling of my roof of my mouth burning off, but hey, that's okay too. That happens. So, all right. Now that looks good. So the last one, we used shredded mozzarella, right? Well, we're not going to use shredded mozzarella. We've got these beautiful tomatoes. We don't want to put some shredded stuff on here. We want to keep this as fresh as we can. So what I have here is I have some nice, fresh mozzarella. Just place it around kind of evenly. Again, you want to get it out to the edge, same as the pepperoni before. Yes, I do speak with an accent every once in a while when I'm making pizzas. Why do you ask? That's 2 pieces, I think. We're going to hold that one. All right, a little bit more. You're going to be surprised at how well this is going to cover. Now, the other one, I put some Parmesan on halfway through. This one, we're going to go ahead and grate it on right now. The other thing that I like to put on this pizza is basil, some fresh basil, which I have a bunch of out of my garden, but I don't like to cook a lot of basil into it. I find that it kind of changes the flavor a little bit, and what we want to do is we want to just put a little tiny bit, okay? So we've got a nice amount of Parmesan on there. Beautiful. Look how nice this is going to be. Ooh, I'm so excited. All right, now this is going to go directly on the pizza stone just like this. So get ready, because here it comes. Actually, I think I'm going to just put a little bit of basil on first. Okay? Again, nice fresh basil out of the garden. You don't have to put a ton. To cook into it, I like to put it on the tomato too, not on the cheese. Okay? So just some pieces around. I'm not going to cover it because I don't want it fully cooking into here because we're going to add a bunch of basil at the end. Al finito. That's Italian for finish, I think, anyway. If you ever have the chance to go to Italy, go. I've had the great opportunity to go there a couple of times, and I'll tell you, there's nothing like it. It's just beautiful over there. So I'm going to get this on our peel. And the whole idea of this, for doing it like this, is because you can use cornmeal. There's a lot of different techniques. So we're going to open her up, carry her over, and set it right on the stone, just like that. Okay. and try and get it so that it's all on there. Okay. Like that. It's all going to bake nice and even. We're going to let this go for a little while, just like this. And then when the bottom crisps up, starts to cook, we're going to be solid enough, we'll take it right off of the paper and let it finish cooking directly on the stone. Okay, same as the other one. We want to spin this pizza 180 degrees so that it makes sure it's cooking, so that it's cooking evenly. So, just get it. Just kind of spin her around. That is looking good. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. See how the mozzarella is melting and the tomatoes are all combining into itself? Beautiful. This is going to be one good pizza. I can't wait. So it's about halfway through cooking. We could have done this when we spun it, really. I like to sprinkle a little oregano, just for a little added flavor. Add whatever herbs you like, all right? I don't like to cook it fully in there. I feel like it loses too much of the flavor. And again, a little bit more Parmesan. I like the Locatelli Romano. Good, fresh, sharp cheese. Really good. Oh, man, that pizza is looking good. Just like in old Italy. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. And our pizza is done. Check this out. Ooh-wee! Look at that. Beautiful brown crisp edges from that beautiful charcoal finish. Tomatoes dried out. Oh, my goodness. That is a pizza. What's a pizza? Look at that, baby. That is what's known as a margherita pizza, okay? Just tomato and mozzarella is all that it is. Now, I like to finish it off with some beautiful, nice, fresh basil here. Just lay some pieces across it so that each piece has a little bit of fresh basil on it. You can chop it up if you want, chiffonade it, or whatever you like to call it. I like to just make it look pretty. Oh, it's going to be so good. That nice, fresh basil adds such a beautiful flavor to it. And the best part is that right after you cut it, this pizza always seems to disappear real quickly. I don't know what it is about it, but you know, when you're grilling pizza, it's a lot of fun because you can really make it a lot of fun. You can make it a family event. Everybody can make their own, you know, pick their own toppings and everything like that. So it's just a really good time. I don't like to put toppings on this particular pizza myself. I like to eat just the tomatoes and cheese. I think that that's the greatest. All right. Now let's cut this. See what we've got. I can feel that crunch as I'm going through. That's what you want. Yeah. And, you know, you can cut it into as many slices as you want. This is 8, this size pizza. If you're only feeding a few, you can cut it into 6, whatever you want. But, you know, if you look at it, look at that bottom of that pizza. It's beautiful, brown. It's gorgeous. So, when you're making pizza at home, always flour your surface real good. Get it nice and hot. You want it so that everybody can eat it, all right? Don't forget to, oh, okay. Don't forget to let it set up. Oh, okay, wait, okay. Well, we're gonna have to finish this up here because evidently, oh, okay. So the pizza seems to be going quickly now. What I want to do, just leave me a piece, it's 2. Oh, hey, you left me one, I'm taking that. Anyway, you can see what happens when you have nice fresh pizza at home, okay? I hope that you enjoyed this. This was the first part of our pizzeria series, all right? Like I said, growing up in New York and Hop Hog, I made pizzas for a living during high school. It was so much fun. I still have fun making them with my family and enjoying them. The Big Green Egg is a great thing. You can make them on a gas grill. You can make them on any charcoal grill. I like the charcoal. I think it adds a really nice flavor. So listen, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed it. Do me a favor, would you? Hit like. Subscribe to our channel, all right? Most important, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you've made pizza, if you have any ideas. Also, anything you'd like to see in the future, don't be afraid to put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to make what you guys want to see. So I hope you'll tune back in next week. We're making calzones. They're going to be really good. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make some fillings, and it's going to be really great. Hope to see you then.